In today's Health Alert, sticking to New Year's resolutions to lose weight can be tough. We all know that. But when it comes to eating healthy and staying active, it could do more than help you shed some pounds. For more on this, our chief health editor, Dr. Partha Nandi, joins us right now. Dr. Nandi, recent studies suggest that certain diet and exercise routines could help slow down the aging process. You know, this is our favorite thing to talk about, but tell us about that.
We talked about that before, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So first, biological age. What is that, right? This refers to how old your body seems based on physical and functional condition. It's not really the number of candles on your birthday cake. Now, a study from October included 22 pairs of identical twins, and here's what happened. One twin in each pair followed a vegan meal plan, while the other ate a typical diet with meat, eggs, dairy, and plants. After 8 weeks, researchers checked the twins' biological age, and here's what they found. By studying their telomeres, the protective caps on the chromosomes that shorten as we age, when they get too short, cells can't divide properly. So this can increase the risk of illness. This is what they looked at, right? And they looked at the changes in the participants' DNA as well, which is linked to aging. And here's what they found finally. The twins who followed a vegan diet showed a noticeable drop in their biological age compared to those who ate meat. So that's interesting. That's not the only research with interesting findings. Another study in July showed that younger biological age was tied to eating more antioxidant-rich or anti-inflammatory foods like veggies, whole grains, seafood, and olive oil. And on the other hand, eating more sugar was linked to an older biological age. So there is hope.
There is hope in eating a little bit of meat. So what about exercise? How does that affect our biological age?
Important, something else we can control, right? As we get older, our brains naturally slow down, right? And in middle age, we often notice that it takes longer to solve problems. The good news is this, right? That a study published last fall found that even a little physical activity can lower your quote-unquote cognitive age. Now, researchers asked 200 middle-aged folks to play what are called brain games to measure their mental sharpness, and they discovered this, that people who were recently active had mental speed similar to a brain, and get this, that was about 4 years younger compared to when they were inactive. And the activity didn't have to be intense. It could be as simple as walking, doing household chores, or even playing with your kiddos. Now, furthermore, another study showed that strength training, right, could make a difference. Now, just 90 minutes of weekly strength exercise, like lifting weights or using resistance bands, were linked to reduced biological age by almost 4 years. Folks who did this regularly had longer telomeres. Now, this is, again, the protective caps in the DNA compared to those who didn't. Longer telomeres suggest a slower aging process. So the bottom line, all of this suggests that staying active throughout the day, eating a plant-based diet, doing 90 minutes of strength training each week, just each week, right, could help slow down some of the negative effects of aging. And it's all about making small changes that can have a big impact to your health over time. So to stop that appointment with your plastic surgeon, just work out and eat a little bit better.
Start getting moving, and eat better. Yes.
Eat those, lift those heavy weights.
We can do it.
The light weights.
We can do it. It's 2025. Right. You hear that, Rexy? We can do it.
We can do it.
All right. And this week on the Dr. Nandi Show, Dr. Nandi and two registered dietitians break down the ins and outs of healthy eating. Also joining the conversation is a woman who tried many diets to control her weight and a blogger whose food choices inspired him to launch a healthy eating campaign. So make sure you tune in this Sunday, January 5th at 1 p.m. to watch Healthy Chow. I will be watching and taking notes. Rexy?